Welcome back to Andersen Acres. I'm just putting a glove on because it snowed. It's, it's November. It didn't snow much, but it's actually really slippery. So I'm moving really, really slowly across the grass here because it's been snowing and then warming up a little bit and then freezing and then snowing and then warming up a little bit and then freezing. So for this entire week, we have basically been very carefully walking around the yard because there's like a sheet of ice under this snow. And as anyone who has walked around on snow with ice underneath can attest to, it's ridiculous. Okay? It's absolutely 100% ridiculous that this snow is so slick. It's stupid. So I'm just going to open this door a little bit more. This isn't open quite enough to get all the birds out. Hang on a second. Sorry for the bad camera angle. Sorry. I was just opening the door a little more so the ducks can come out if they want to. They may not want to. You may notice that Shadowfax has an entire side where he's muddy. Well, it's been doing the melty thing. And the melty thing means mud, and he rolled in mud, not in here. You know where he rolled in mud? It's actually compost. The compost pile. He went and rolled in that when it was gross and sticky. Because, let's be honest, he spends most of his time wandering around the yard. And so he went and he rolled in that dang compost pile. And now look at him. Look at him. Look at him. That is total nonsense. There's Wildfire and Jake. And that is Chicken. And that's Cat. And there's the goat. Goat's fine, by the way. Everybody keeps asking if Arwen is okay. The weird behaviors you see from her, the not being able to walk and the blah, 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 that's all because she's a fainter. So the weird behaviors you notice is because she's a fainter. Ducks are hanging out in here. Okay? Ducks are hanging. They have the ability to go in the barn, but everyone's just kind of hanging here because they can. Duck, 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 duck. I just finished opening the door for them so they can go out if they want. They may not want to. I know Sparkle right now is deciding if she even wants to come all the way out. Hi, Sparkle. She's like, I don't know. It's, snowy. So, that's the way it goes sometimes. Whiskey's barking at a cat, if you're wondering. So, it did snow and it's very, very icy. Sparkle came out. If you had noticed last week that Sparkle was limping, it's because she did have a leg injury. She got tangled. She's doing much better now. She's able to make it around, walk a little bit better. She's doing better. Jabba, who's right behind Frizzle there. No, that's not Jabba. That's Mira. Where is Jabba? Jabba also had a leg injury. Where is he? Is Jabba even in here? Yes, he is. There's Jabba. That brown guy, that's our rooster. One of our roosters. Jabba had a leg injury. We're not 100% sure why, but it seems to be getting better. Ducks are fine. Everybody can and does go in the barn if they want. They don't have to, but they can. It's not that cold. I'm going to be honest. Tequila, what are you doing? Saying hi. But it's not as cold as it looks. I know it looks chilly, but it's actually not that bad. I'm going to be honest. It's not that bad. Okay? 100% not that bad. But everyone's doing just fine. The ones we worry about the least are the quail. They're 100% totally fine. Okay? Quail are good. They have no problems with this weather. They will just continue to be their quaily selves. They have no problems. Tequila's letting the neighbors know she exists. Yeah. Good job. So it's not like, okay, it's cold, but it's not super cold. It's, November. November in Canada. So when I say it's not super cold, it's well below freezing, but it's not horrific. Rabbits are actually fantastic. You just saw a couple of the girls down in the hole. Everyone's having an excellent, great time. They're wonderful, actually. They're fine. And the boys are also fantastic. They haven't really dug a hole. You can see they've kind of started a couple of times. So you can see like there's a start of a hole and the start of a hole and the start of a hole. But they're not really dedicated to this whole business. So there's just not really, they haven't really bothered. Okay, there's not much of a whole business going on in here. So the boys are kind of lazy. It's okay. They have a doghouse. They'll be fine. There is bedding in the doghouse so they can stay warm. The girls have a really nice den system. I would like to see if we can see how far down the den system goes, but we can't see that yet. Because we can't see that, I'm not able to show you. But it would be fun if we could show you, because that would be neat. And like I said, the birds are okay. So here comes the question I get all the time. Do you heat your barn? No, I do not. Okay, I do not heat the barn. They can go in there to get out of the wind. In fact, I think the turkey's in there right now. He can come out if he likes. He does not have to. But it's where they can get out of the snow, get out of the wind, stay a little bit, you know, toasty warm with themselves and the horse and the goat. Yeah, there's turkey right there. That's turkey. That is indeed a turkey. Inside. The outside one is Mira. And that's Wildfire. They don't need the heat. Even when it gets to 40 below and even colder, they don't actually need it. They just need to be able to stay out of the wind and be able to cuddle with each other. They need to be able to cuddle and to stay warm with each other and with the horse and the goat. We get frigid winters and we've never lost anyone to the cold. Okay? So everyone is completely fine. DK and Vodka are hanging out. The cats are fine. Where do the cats go in the winter, people like to ask? They go in the garage. Do we have heat in the garage? No. So in an emergency, if it was like horrific for weeks at a time, we could, in theory, we could put everyone here in the gazebo. We still have to put up the panels to keep the wind out, but there's actually a heater in this gazebo. So in an emergency, we could move more delicate critters into here and turn the heater on, because there is heat in the gazebo. However, we don't have to do that. We've never had to do anything like that. They can make it if you make sure they can't get wet. So you don't want your birds soaked. That's why we don't put water inside the coop. So there's the turkeys coming out. But that's why we do not put water inside. Because if you put water inside, then they could freeze. Because they could get wet. And then they could freeze. And that's not fun for them. So we don't worry. We don't do that. And we make sure that we close one side of the door. So this door, this little opening for them to get in, lines up with a door across there, but there's two doors. We close the door that's not in line with this so that they don't get any wind. We also have these sheets to block the wind a little bit. So the only direction the wind comes from is here. They don't need heat. Even the ducks don't. Like right now, they're hanging out where there is snow. They're fine. Everybody's fine. If they don't want to come out of their coop, they certainly don't have to. They don't have to come out of here. They can stay in here or they can come out. That's why I opened the door more, because it got knocked a little. They can come out if they want. Tequila. Well, that's not tequila. I thought it was tequila with all that hustling. But no, it's all you guys. What are you guys doing? What are you guys even doing? Making so much commotion. I thought that was tequila, but she's inside the fence. It's not tequila. She's not causing all the problems. You know who's causing the problems? Scorch. Tequila is not a problem causer. Scorch is. So even in this colder weather, and yes, the snow is expected to stay. It's not expected to melt. We will likely have snow till early May. Even in this colder weather, everyone's fine. Even the naked necks. I know they don't have feathers on their necks, but they're okay. They just go into the barn and they get out of the wind and they're fine. So he's going to be okay. I promise. They're all okay. The ducks are okay. Everyone's happy. Everyone's got food. So there's food in their feeder. We put the feeder in there so that it stays out of the wind. But we don't put the food inside. So we want them to come out every day. If it gets really, really brutal, we'll put some food inside. It's not that we won't. So everyone is fine. Even like the dogs are fine. I've had people ask how the dogs weather the cold weather. Whiskey goes in the house. You know, like, yeah, good boy. He does not like being out in the cold. That's why he wears clothes. He gets cold. These two literally don't care. They literally do not care. And she's got leaves all over her back. Yeah, you got leaves all over your back. Ugh. And leaves on your tail. There, I fixed it. So he doesn't stay out in the cold. He's going to come in the house with me. These two are probably staying outside. But yeah, first real snowfall this week. It's expected to stay. It's not expected to melt. I actually want it to get a little bit colder, which sounds weird. I know that sounds weird to say I want it to be colder. But right now, where the temperatures are, the ground is just warm enough to melt the snow underneath, and then it freezes and turns to ice. So the ground is really, really slippery. That's why I'm moving so slowly. I don't want to slip and fall and hurt myself again. And I say again because I already did that this morning. So the turkey's out. They do come out. They come out and they do their bird thing. They're fine. They're fine in the cold. You just have to make sure they don't get wet and they stay out of the wind. And they are able to cuddle together. So if you only have 2 or 3 birds, they're probably not fine because they need each other to stay warm. But we will talk about staying warm in the winter for birds in a different video because I am going back in the house because I think it's going to snow again. So we're just lucky we didn't get like 2-3 feet of snow, which is our normal. So because vodka's eating horse poop. Well, yeah, of course you are. That's awesome. Whatever, I don't care. But yeah, we normally get like 2-3 feet of snow at a time, so this isn't bad. We don't mind this. I would like it to be a little colder. I know that sounds strange, but yeah, I'd really like it to be colder. It would just be better if it were colder and we didn't have to worry so much about the ice. I don't like ice. So if the temperature would drop a little bit, that'd be excellent. But anyway, even with our first snowfall, everyone is doing just fine. Everyone's having a good time. Nobody is really feeling the cold. It's not cold enough for them to worry about it. And in fact, the rabbits appreciate this weather. They'd rather have this than summer. Anyway, that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. Thanks for catching up with us. We'll see you tomorrow.